Righty ho, we've got the Revit model up. So if we bring up, turn on PowerCad-M, we go to the electrical distribution network browser to connect the switchboards we've added to the model. It just takes a while for it to search through and pick up the unconnected devices. So if I just bring that down, resize that so we can see it. And we'll find now down the bottom we've got all the unconnected switchboards. There's a bit of a rattle in the background too, can't you? So the first thing is to do, this space up here is where we're going to build the model. So the first thing is to load the transformer, which you see on the right hand side. We picked up the transformer. Now we pick up the first switchboard here and we connect that to the transformer. It's take a while for Revit to catch up. Then the next one now is to pick up the second switchboard, slide it up and connect it to that one. And then the next one is the connect the next switchboard, because these two we're going to push into the main board and turn them into buses within that switchboard. So we just right click and edit the panel board, and we take it off a panel board and we turn it to a split bus, and we want the Schneider manufacturer's switchgear. Now you'll see that now will turn that into a bus within the main switchboard. Do the same for the next one. So I just sorry, I just picked the wrong one. Hit the panel board, so we want to turn that into just a bus on the main board, and we turn on the switchgear to be Schneider, and now it's turned it into two buses on the main board. So we just go and rename this one, and we call this, we just put it as essential. And we call this, just take it off, just call it essential. And the next one, we rename that one and we call it non-essential. So now we've set up the main switchboard, so now we can add the other boards to it. So we're picking up this board now and adding it to the non-essential. And then this one here beside it, we add that to the essential services. And then the next one we'll add to the non-essential. And the last one, we put that as non-essential, hanging off this one. So now we've connected all the switchboards, and we can have a look at the properties for each one if we like. And just slide down, you can see the properties for each of the boards. So the next one now is to start building and doing the design. So we now come up here and we get it to the PowerCad. So we export that to PowerCad. First it'll check the data to make sure that it's ready for exporting to PowerCad. PowerCad fires up. We'll just wait for a few minutes or a few seconds for it to fire up. Once PowerCad's loaded, it can stay loaded and keep in the run in the background as we further develop the model in Revit, and we just continually pipe the data back into PowerCad for the design. So just a few more seconds and the PowerCad will fire up, and you'll see now that if I go to fit the screen, we've got the same layout now. If I just go back to the model, close that, we've got now the same model that was in Revit. We've got the same model now sitting in PowerCad. So if we just come back to just miniaturize that, I'll come back into here. We just close that for a moment. We start connecting some of these devices. So just go electrical circuits, and we've got SBO1, so we connect this pump to SBO1. We come back to the model, PowerCad-M, and have a look at the network browser, and you'll see now that pump, if I just zoom in on that, that pump's now connected to this board. So if we just go and edit the pump, and we can turn it so that it's now connected by a variable speed drive, type 2 coordination, and the drive location is remote, and we've got a diversity of 0.8. And the switch gear that's going to drive it, the variable speed drive, will be Schneider. If we want to change that to, say, ABB, let's go back to the panel and edit the panel and change the manufacturer to ABB and the switch gear to ABB. Go OK, and then we go back and have a look at the motor, and we'll see now that's now knows that it's connected to an ABB drive. So now just export that back to PowerCAD. It does a check, and we bring up, just expand this out a bit more, and we just import the data. We don't want to save it, and it'll rebuild it. And we go back to here, and you'll find now that there's the drive, and the job's done. Thank you.